So back after quite a long hiatus, I've got Duke.Togo with me to do another kind of let's play, and we're gonna chat over some Dragon Fighter here.
Oh yeah, this game looks really pretty cool. I mean, I like the title screen at least. I mean, you look like you're getting into something that's gonna be pretty tough.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though, because you can't just start the game when you turn it on. You've got to like let it load the demo of the game, and then you can skip past the demo back to the real title screen, and then you can start playing.
That says nothing but quality right there. Right? I mean, some excellent
Pain right
programs.
off the bat.
So
I felt like my controller wasn't working or something.
I like that right off the bat you're like in snow and there's like killer snow like snowflakes coming to try to get you.
Yeah, I don't know. They look kind of like spider webs, but yeah, I guess with all the snow in the back, they're supposed to be snowflakes.
And what do you think these are? These green bears or like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming after you or what?
I'm not quite sure what most of the enemies are supposed to be in this game. Other than maybe stage 4, a lot of it's like skeleton themed, so you see a lot of skeletons and stuff. But other than that, yeah, it's just weird creatures.
It kind of reminds like these guys are like when you're playing Altered Beast, like the werebear. Kind of reminds me of that, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, some kind of evil warlock, so I just assumed he created some kind of like golem type creatures.
Yeah. So the story on this, right? There's what's the you're in this world bulging, right?
Bulging, yeah. I laughed a bit when I read that.
And what's the name of the world or whatever here? Man.
The world's bulging, right?
Oh yeah, okay, the bad guy.
Oh, it starts with a Z. It's
like,
I'm pulling up the manual here right now.
Yeah, like Zambo
really
something or other.
Long and confusing.
Let's see if I can find it. Oh, Zabbaong. Is that right? Yeah, Zabbaong. That sounds something like exciting, right?
Yeah. Anyway, he's a evil warlock raising his army of monsters to attack for whatever unspecified reason.
Yeah, like he just wants to like destroy this land or whatever, right? Bulging.
Yeah, there's no princesses to rescue or anything like that. Just a warlock to slay.
And the thing that gets me is like this dragon fighter guy was like I think it didn't say like in the story that there's like it was like a statue turned into a person by the god or whatever the case is.
Yeah, the guy that you're playing as was a statue that the like dragon spirit entered and morphed him into some kind of hero.
I like this little like Northern Lights effect that's going on the screen right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. I kind of wish that snow theme right at the start, where it's like all coming down. It's really cool. I wish they would have spread that through the whole level, but they get rid of it really early on to get you in like a cave so the snow stops falling.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat graphic effect, and it's a shame they didn't kind of use it a little bit more.
Yeah, and then you never see anything similar to that again the rest of the game. It's all just really static, boring backgrounds after that.
Yeah, now you know, obviously everybody's watching the video, you can see like, oh man, I'm going to turn into the dragon every once in a while. So, you want to kind of explain how that system all works in here?
Yeah, so you see 2 meters at the top there.
Yeah.
The top of the blue one is your health meter. And
right.
The larger one underneath that is your metamorphosis meter.
Ooh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, they could name it something shorter.
Rip off from Altered Beast, right?
So every time you hit a bad guy, or not every time you hit them, every time you kill a bad guy, you get 1 little bar to your metamorphosis meter. And I think it's got to be about half full before you can do your transformation. And then anytime after that you can do it. So you hold down the B button, I believe it was, and jump straight into the air holding up. And if you do both of those, you'll morph into a dragon when you're at the peak of your jump. And then your metamorphosis meter will slowly count down while you're transformed.
If I remember right, like once you turn into the dragon, like the screen just starts to like auto scroll, right?
Yeah, it moves a lot quicker than when you're walking on this guy.
And you think that's just
fly faster than he can walk?
Yeah. Do you think it's just so they can throw more enemies at you when you're the dragon, maybe try to keep you from staying in that form very long, or?
Same amount of enemies as when you're just your regular guy. I find the dragon really overpowering. It's hard to die when you're him. So it's kind of a good thing they make the meter run down at a fairly quick rate, I think. Otherwise, this game would be far too easy.
Yeah, I know. It's like when you're turning, like right there, like okay, you change different colors. So what happened with that?
There's a little item. I didn't get along to see it. Once I killed that guy, it had like a bee on it.
Right.
And there's 3 different capsules you can pick up. and they give you different types of weapons, and they change your color to signify which weapon you've got.
And I see like it looks like your guy's glowing through like a charge shot or something there.
Yeah, you've only got 2 moves really. Your basic sword is by hitting B, and then if you hold it down, you'll charge up, and you've got to charge it for a long time, longer than I'd like, to use your charge shots. And then depending on which of the 3 different power-ups you've got, he'll unleash a different kind of like bomb on the screen. You'll see like one here, where he drops those 3 things.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of the least useful one. It's alright in this stage because all the guys you need to hit are just kind of stay along the ground.
Right.
But it's really hard to hit anyone with in most of the other levels.
Now in the manual for this one, did you look through it very much? Is it one of those cool NES manuals like where they take the time to give like every nasty monster a name, or is it one of those just generic ones like, oh, okay, here's your story, go fight?
It gave you the story and like the items and stuff like that, but no, it didn't have like a bestiary in it like some cool games do.
I always like those because you always get like these really weird names that they'll make
Yeah.
up and like these horribly drawn illustrations of like all the monsters.
Yeah, no, you didn't get one of those, and even at the end of the game, you know how some old games they'll scroll through all the bad guys and give them their names and stuff. Then
Oh yeah.
you don't get that either at the end.
Oh, so here we're the second boss, right?
Yeah, the one thing that's nice about the game though is the bosses are all varied. They don't recycle any of them. They're all completely different.
Yeah, it's nice when you don't get all those palette swaps 500 times, right?
Yeah. Well, with only 6 levels, none of them are too long. It's nice to have that bit of variety.
Now this guy, what? He just tunnels over the screen, and as soon as you hit him, he changes direction. Is that the deal?
Yeah, if you don't hit him, he'll fly right into you, smack you. So you gotta kind of time it, and you can only hit him in the face. You can't hit him in the body. It doesn't do anything.
I noticed you're like not even bothered to turn into the dragon. Is it just don't need
That's
to?
because
or-
my meter is not full enough. I need like 2 more little
Oh.
clips in it. Yeah.
And so how do you fill the meter up?
Every bad guy you kill. So if you get to the boss like this, then you're stuck. Stuck as that guy. I can't remember if this is the playthrough where I die on him or not, and we go through it. But this boss is really quick to kill when you're the dragon.
Just spam it and you're just over.
Yeah, because just before I got here, I picked up like a homing missile upgrade,
Oh yeah.
and you just kind of fly close to his face, just shooting these things, and they all hit him. Because when you're the guy, he's often too high up in the screen for you to hit with your sword.
Yeah.
But as the dragon, you can stay as close as you need to for him.
Now it looks like what was that thing that dropped out of the sky when you killed him? What's that supposed to look like? Do you know?
It's a staff.
Oh, a
I forget what they call it.
staff.
The manual's got a specific name for it. Staff of something or other. And every boss, yeah, you get one after defeating the bosses, and it adds like 5 more little ticks to your health meter after every level.
Yeah, but it kind of gyps you, right? You have to start off on your dragon meter from scratch on every level.
Yeah, you start off with your dragon meter from scratch, and you start off with your life meter as exactly how you left it. It doesn't get refilled. Like you gain a little bit when you grab the staff, however much the staff would have filled you up,
Right.
and then that's it. So although it's good because you only have 3 lives in this game, and that's it. There's no way to gain more that I know of. There's no I call them lives, but they're like continues. You basically have 1 life, 3 continues.
Because I don't see there's no score or anything, right?
Yeah, nothing like that. So it's pretty difficult when you've got to start each level with whatever you made it through the last level with.
Now when you die, do you go like all the way back to the beginning of the level again?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Do you get to keep your power-ups?
Yes, you keep the last power up that you got,
Oh well, that's good.
which is nice. Yeah, they're not overly useful when you're the soldier.
Right.
They're only useful when you're the dragon.
I kind of really
In
like
most
this
cases.
level here. Like with the water in the background, everything looks nice.
Yeah, it's alright. The music's really good on this stage. It's probably my favorite track in the game.
Now are these mermen that are coming after you?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I see what you're
Kinda-
talking about, like the homing shot there.
Yeah, I use it a lot more in the next stage. There's these like things that I don't know, they're like chandeliers, candles, and they like target you and they seek in on you, and then they try and shoot you with all these fireballs. So it was nice to like stay out of their range, like at an angle they can't hit you,
Ah.
and then just slowly launch fireballs at them to stay safe.
Yeah, because it looks like, I mean, you don't have much trouble really building your meter up, do you?
No, it builds up pretty quick and it depletes pretty quick, so you can use it throughout the level. You just got to kind of figure out which parts are the best for you, which ones you have the most trouble with, and then morph into the dragon there.
So what game does this remind me of with the water currents? That's what is? Well, there's probably more than one, but there's Ninja Gaiden, one of them, right?
Yeah. The second one, I believe it was.
Yeah, we have like was sand, wasn't it?
There's water parts too.
Is there? Yeah. Boy, they don't always make it very easy because, of course, in that game, probably like this one, it's always just pushing you right into the guys.
Yeah, when the current's going backwards, it's actually really nice because you can hit those like mermen.
Yeah.
And they can't hit you because it slides you back when they try and hit you.
Nice.
But when you're going towards them, they hit you every time.
Oh, it's like one of those cheap hit kind of things.
Yeah, so those are the kind of parts where, I save my dragon for or use the wing ball or something, try and hit them when they're far away.
Yeah, now it looks like you just don't get many life refills on this game.
It's random enemy drops. Sometimes you get really lucky with them, and sometimes you just get nothing for the whole level.
That's what I'm noticing here. It's like you're just getting beat, and there's nothing coming.
Yeah, no, once in a while you hit the bad guys and they drop these little blue urns, and there's, the small one and the big one. And, yeah, sometimes it's just like a drought where you don't get anything for the whole level. I think the first time I played through this, like the first stage, I didn't even know you got health because there was just nothing. It was just so hard.
Womp womp, it's alright, Yeah.
Yeah.
I see like here where you're talking about where you get like these shots, those homing shots. Even when you're the guy, if you charge up, you can use that.
Yeah, and then it's just your regular shot when you're the dragon. It just automatically fires out the fully charged like homing missile.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice for some things like these guys, so you don't have to risk getting hit by those rings and getting out again.
Except for that annoying thing that keeps popping up back on the screen like to steal your shot every time.
Yeah, I wish it would like choose which direction you're in, like target a bad guy in that direction, but it like flies at the like just the one that's coming at you the fastest, I guess. I don't know how it chooses its targets all the time.
Uh-oh. Kravy's gonna die. He's got one hit left. I see like trying to... You must be really close to the end to try and save up the dragon meter or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think I make it to the boss and like die embarrassingly right at the start or something like that.
Yeah, 'cause I'm thinking like right now, like you could just spam the dragon attack and like just mow through these guys, right?
Yeah, but the boss is so fast if you get there with the dragon. That's what I'm saving him up for.
No.
It's actually a really weird boss too. Definitely a unique one.
Oh yeah? Pretty cool. Interested to see it.
So like I said, like you got the same types of enemies coming out every level, but they're not the same. They like switch the sprites out. So you got the mermen instead of the little column things, and these flowers floating down at you instead of the snowflakes.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Wow.
good.
That looks pretty cool. That's a pretty complex boss, I mean, for an NES game. Whoa, yeah.
So with the guy, it's easy to dodge these rings. You just jump over them and hit the dragon face there with your sword. But those shots there that they do,
Yeah.
you gotta find that sweet spot and then run back over before the rings get you. It's pretty tough.
Oh, I see.
So this is the playthrough I actually beat him, I think. Yeah, there we go.
Well, look at you.
Yeah. Using the dragon.
And you're
Staff.
exactly stabbed.
Yeah, see, so I've got half health for this next level, and this next level is one of the toughest for me.
Yeah, that's like seems to wuss out. I never like it when you get those games where it's like, you should at least recharge after every level, right?
Well, the way they've got it set up with the very limited continues, I think that's their idea of making it challenging.
So what are these things coming at you here?
Just your typical robot face with legs coming out of its ears.
That fits completely in with the Dragon Fighter title limit.
Yeah, I don't know, you're all of a sudden in this mechanical stage. None of the other stages have any theme even remotely similar to this.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, I'm like in Atlantis, I'm in, a wilderness, I'm in a cave, and then...
Yeah, they're very, like, mythological. They kind of stick with a theme, I think. This one just feels out of place, weird.
I do kind of like the chain effect, though, that's kind of going on there. Whoa, look at that thing right there.
Yeah.
Is it like
This
a little
guy-
dude?
Look at him, look at his hands. It looks like he's, like, wheeling it back and forth, like, with his hands.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a nice sprite. So interesting that this came out from Sofel or however you say it. I mean, like what else? Like Wall Street Kid? I mean,
Yeah, that's a good game. Snicker.
I know, but I mean, it's just an odd, They didn't put out a ton of titles anyway, right?
yeah, it seems like quite the departure when you got, yeah, stock trading and then slaying monsters.
Oh man, I always hate these kind of levels where they have these things where you have to just time them perfectly. Yeah, gotcha. Like
It's
reminds
actually,
me of...
it's not as bad as I made it look there. I'll show you how to do it properly this time.
Because it's like what, is it Final Fight? Like the ones where, or Double Dragon, or one where they have those... Oh, Double Dragon 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where they got those spike things that come in, you have to time them just right.
And Contra, it's got that one stage with all those things coming down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
like
the
a
Double
real
Dragon
common
one's
theme.
kind of annoying because you get hit back so far in that game too.
Yeah, what is it, you know, like, okay, when they were just constructing layer, you know, bad guys layers, like, okay, look, must have giant spiky things that come down and... Like, how do these guys get to work every day? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I gotta make sure that I run time through these little spiky pits just right.
Yeah.
They don't ever go home. That's the lesson.
No. I think that's, yeah, they get the guy to design them and then they just kill him. Throw him down one of the stupid pits he made.
Like, what do these guys do for a lunch break? Where are they going? Let's see what happens. I always noticed, like, a lot of times when I look these games up, like when they come out in Japan, they've got, you know, like, really weird names or whatnot. This one, no, it's Dragon Fighter.
That's what it is, hey? You're a fighter, you can be a dragon.
Yeah, I guess it's, you know, wasn't much to say.
Actually, the first time I tested this game, I stuck it in, and so you gotta lure this ball out here. That's what I didn't do last time. Now it's easy.
Are these things like you can't fight them, they're just rolling around the floor, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the first time I plugged the game in, I started playing, and I got about halfway through the first level and just died. Tried it again, same thing, and I couldn't get any further than this one point. And then I felt like I was missing something, so I went and read the manual, and it turns out you can turn into a dragon. First time I didn't realize that, because it's not just push a button. You've got to like push that combination of buttons and get to the peak of your jump for it to kick, and then have your meter filled up. And so I didn't realize any of that, and it was really, really hard. But it's a lot more manageable once you figure that out.
So with a title like Dragon Fighter and a picture of a dragon on the cover,
I assumed you could get like some kind of magic spell where you'd like summon him or something. I don't think you'd actually turn into one.
I see. But obviously, it kind of is sort of Altered Beast kind of idea, right? I mean,
this
a
has
little
to
bit.
be the most exciting background you've ever seen in your life, too, eh?
The non-background?
Just black.
There's a lot going on, though, right? I mean, a lot going on in that.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
And this looks like a little complicated. Take you a little while to get used to that pattern?
No, they're surprisingly simple. And then, like you see there, I just accidentally turned into a dragon at the end. I didn't mean to.
Right.
That happens one time, or sometimes when you jump too high.
Now look like
item that just popped out.
Yeah, it's a ring,
like,
right?
Yeah, and it just wipes everything out on the screen. Bullets and enemies, like whatever.
Which is how awesome when you get that power up when there's nothing on the screen.
Which is when it always seems to happen.
I hate that. It's like, what is it like in Castlevania? Like there's that, like right at the beginning, you go in that one level and there's like a cross, like right before you go through the door, and there's like nothing to kill there. You've already killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the idea in the game. They're trying to, you know, the designer's trying to show you, oh, hey, that's what this thing does. But still, they could have made it a little cooler than that.
Yeah. Make them useful. Or don't put them in at all.
Yeah, at least, you know, give me a cool something for it. So here you just got these tunnels. That's all it is. Just wading your way through it.
Yeah, this part's annoying because these things, they get knocked back so far when you hit them, you gotta wait for them to come back over to hit them again. And
just the charge shot's not worth fooling with, or?
It only hits them once or twice, and then you gotta charge it again anyway.
Ah, I gotcha. And yeah, there's, like you said, like a really long charge time on that.
Yeah, and it's a whole bunch of times where I've thought I've had it charged long enough, and I haven't, and you just swing your sword and don't actually do what you want to do, so...
Yeah, kind of, oops.
Embarrassing, yeah.
Like there, it seems like you're getting like health refills like there's no tomorrow in this
Yeah,
level
it
for
just
some reason.
sometimes lucks with you. Now this boss is interesting, it's weird.
Alright, kind of mechanical something from the ceiling.
Yeah, he drops these little things that bounce around, and when you shoot them enough times, they just hit the ground, and then it like comes down to collect them, and that's when you can start hitting it.
Oh yeah, like it's magnetized to
Yeah.
it. And then what, it's gonna go up and kind of reset again and do it again?
Yeah, Same thing, yeah. Same thing. It's pretty simple with your dragon, and it's a little challenging with just your fighter out there.
I like this. This game has got some pretty unique boss designs. I mean, it seems like somebody really put some thought into it.
Yeah, they didn't recycle any of them. It's neat.
And they're not just the typical, oh, I've got to jump and shoot him in the eye 500 times.
Yeah. You gotta figure it out. And with that one, I kind of made it easier than it's supposed to be, I think, because if you get really close with the dragon, you can hit him with 2 or 3 of your spread shot at once instead of just 1.
Ah.
So you can make him a little easier.
Oh man, that's really cool. It's like a claw, like a skeleton hand coming after you.
Yeah. And if you leave them too far away, they'll start shooting crap at you, and if you come close enough, they'll try and grab you.
Man, I like this. Look at that. That's a pretty cool skull sprite.
I like this level. This one's fun.
Just like a kind of castle or graveyard, or...
Yeah, it's like a castle. This is the second to last stage. So you're kind of like storming the enemy stronghold, I think.
That's a pretty... It's almost like a little mid-boss with that skull thing there, huh?
Oh, there'll be plenty more of those. It's more than a minute boss. That's where I was trying to charge up my homing shot, and I let it go a few times too early.
Look at that.
Some feet. Yeah, I like that background guy.
Yeah, this is pretty well done. I mean, and kind of a harder game to find. I mean, this is in the NES library. You don't see this one a ton.
Yeah, I've got less than 100 games left to get, and I just recently grabbed this one. And I had to pay well for it. It's not something I expected to come across anytime soon.
Yeah, I also just got this one not too long ago. Yeah, and it wasn't like a cheapie or anything. I see that's kind of like it's like it's throwing stuff at you.
Yeah.
I really like the graphics on this.
Yeah, they're not bad. The guy moves a little less fluid than I'd like, your main character, but you get used to pretty quick.
Yeah, honestly, out of everything I've seen, he probably is the worst sprite.
He looks like he's got to stick up his butt when he walks.
Because all the enemies and stuff are really kind of well designed and are very unique.
The transformation's really smooth though, and when you're the dragon, it controls really well.
So you wonder something like this, did they just maybe spend more time with the dragon part of it, or maybe initially kind of created it with the dragon in mind and then, okay, well, this is a little too easy.
Better throw someone else in there that sucks a little more.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder when they're planning these things out, kind of what the process is. Alright, so are you like me whenever you see games like this and there's torches, do you want to try to jump up and hit the torch, see if something will come out?
Oh, they do. I had the best luck getting life out of these, not the torches, I guess, but the thing I just shot a homing missile at.
Hand, or is that what it is? I don't know.
That's the thing I was saying, is like a candle or like a chandelier or something. Wasn't quite sure.
Right.
But they take a lot of hits to kill, they do a lot of damage, but I had a lot of luck getting health power-ups out of them. See, there's one.
Yeah, I say.
Now, this is my first time ever making it to this level, so you'll get to see me try and figure out the boss and get destroyed pretty bad.
So has this level, did you have more trouble with this one or the last one?
The last one for sure. It took me quite a few tries to get past there. This is my first time playing this level, and I'll get past it on my second try.
So when you put these videos together, is this one continuous playthrough, or is this like the best of several playthroughs?
This is the one continuous playthrough. It's the first time I was able to beat the game.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I played it 3 times prior to beating it, where I just failed, like first on level 1 before I knew I could turn into a dragon, and then again on level 3 because of those mermen, and then level 4 took me a few tries to figure out, and then this time I was actually able to beat it.
Which I'm kind of surprised that you made it through this one as quickly as you did. How was this one? Oh, you got shot.
Yeah.
How is this one usually perceived? I mean, is it most people think it's a harder one, or?
I'd stick it right in the middle of the road.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's about as hard as beating something like Mario 3. It's not as long, obviously, but about the same challenge, I think.
Wow, yeah, and you really, man. It's like, I guess you get used to seeing that dragon meter fill up, but yeah, when it's emptied out, it's like, okay, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah. It's a pain, especially these flying skulls are so easy to take care of with the dragon, and it's so nice that you can just like do a quick transform and only waste like 2 bars to kill it. You don't have to like suck your whole meter dry to take something like this out.
Right.
So it would be nice to have it earlier, but you know, you gotta deal with it, build it up.
At least you got that homing shot, which kind of helps out.
Yeah, I didn't like the other 2 power-ups quite as much. The first one that you start with, it charges it to like the exact same ball, but it just shoots straight forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you guys, in the second level, you saw those like 3 balls you shoot up and then they bounce across the ground.
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, if you miss with your initial shot there, you just have to wait for them to disappear and then you can charge it again. So it's really long to reload and it's a lot easier to miss. So the homing ball seemed like the best to do. Same with the dragon. He's like the other ones drop the shots right to the ground with the dragon. So it's really hard to hit any airborne enemies.
So is this one of those games where when you get this power up, you do everything you can to not accidentally pick up one of the other ones?
Yeah, it's the spread shot of Dragon Fighter.
And what's that little A thing? Is there an R?
That's an R, yeah. That's one of the other power-ups. I believe R is the one that turns you red and shoots the 3 bombs.
Ah, okay. Which, you know what, it would have made more sense for the actual power-up to be red?
Yeah, it'd be nice if they're color-coded. You don't have a lot of time to, you know, sit there and figure out what letters on things when you've got fireballs shooting at you.
I would imagine not.
Flying skulls trying to eat you. So you just turn into a dragon and escape them.
Yeah, it seems to work pretty well. Because you can really just mow through these things with this guy.
Yeah, it's nice. And the whole last level is to shoot 'em up instead of side-scroller like this. You get to be the dragon for the entire level and just fly through blasting things in the air.
Now, right, but you've not played through Kid Icarus, so I would say I won't ruin anything for you, but like the very last stage on Kid Icarus is like where it's like just totally different than the rest of the game, but it's really cool. So.
Interesting. Yeah, this is kind of like the same idea. I have played Kid Icarus, I just haven't beaten it.
I did that game. Give it a shot.
I will eventually get there.
That's right. You gotta finish some Bases Loaded 4 first.
Oh, I wish. I don't have that one yet.
People are dying for more of those 60 hours of baseball videos.
I know Bill is. I gotta find more hockey games to lure him in.
Oh man, you've probably played through them all, haven't you?
No, I haven't done like Wayne Gretzky hockey, I don't think. I'm sure there's another 1 or 2. Yeah, I've actually done 3 of them, I think.
So for the Wayne Gretzky one, do you think you will you're gonna do like every cover art variant? It was like a bunch of those where you just wear all these different uniforms.
Weren't there like 8 of them or something?
Yeah. Just all these different uniforms.
Yeah, of all the games to get so many little variants, you know, one of the most boring ones if you ask me.
Yeah, what a waste.
Should have had like 10 different, you know, Mega Man 3 covers or something awesome.
Now, I think this right here is where you died last time.
Yep, those 2 chandelier-ish things got me.
So it's gonna be kind of nice as the dragon too, because like those stationary enemies, I mean now you're auto-scrolling, so you can actually just fly right past them and not have to deal with them, right?
Yeah, like if you noticed when I went through the last 2 chandeliers, I didn't even kill one of them. Yeah, I just scrolled it out of the screen.
So this one's all about being in the right spot, right?
Yeah. Homing missile takes a little while, but you know it does the trick.
Just make sure you don't get the G.
Yeah, the homing came in really handy for the boss here. The spread shot from the other one might be handy too, but I don't know how you'd beat the boss with the one that like drops the bombs.
Now games that are like that where they almost force you to have a certain configuration, do you not like that, or do you like the ones where it's a little bit more, you know, you can always just make it work no matter what you got?
Yeah, it's nice having the option to goof around, but I don't think there's really a game that's like hit an awesome balance. There's always one that's just so much better, that you just want to stick with.
Yeah, I guess it'd be kind of hard. Although, I mean, like on Castlevania, and there's, you know, like the Cross and the Holy Water are both pretty good.
I always stick with the Holy Water in that game. I get upset if I grab anything else.
You can really kind of cheap a lot of the bosses out with holy water, but triple crosses are pretty good. Okay, here we go, right?
Okay, this actually, I think I do die again here. It's my first time on the boss.
Oh wow, look at this guy with the beaten heart and everything.
Yeah, he fits the theme really cool. He's got all the pieces that have been attacking you the whole level.
Oh wow, yeah. He watches you as you move.
Yeah, you can tell where he's gonna start swinging, because if you move closer, he's gonna take a slash there. If you move further away, that's where he's gonna try and hit.
I really like this.
So he does a lot of bars off when he touches you.
That's pretty creative. Yeah, but honestly, he doesn't do a whole lot as long as you're in the right spot, right?
Yeah.
It's all just about being underneath him at the right time, the steps.
Yeah, it would be nice if the bosses did have a life meter, though. That was one thing that was kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I guess I can see. Because some of these bosses seem like they just go down like no problem whatsoever.
Well, it depends what you're using to attack them with, too. Like, you'll see after he kills me here, I'll make it back with the dragon, and he goes down like nothing.
So that's always
just a monster.
Oh man, and stepped on you to kill you, right?
Yeah, so I'm out of continues now, so I gotta do the rest of the game all in one go here.
You're a pro. I'm pretty sure you've got it in you. Or we wouldn't be doing this video.
I wasn't sure, because the sixth stage, it's a shooter stage, so I knew it was shooter stage coming. I watched a little video of it first, so I kind of knew what to expect, but I wasn't sure I could beat the last boss on my first try.
And when you do these, I mean, do you do that pretty often? Do you say, okay, I'm just gonna like try to study up, or you say, well, let me give it a shot for a while, and if I can't do it, then I'm gonna go take a look?
Yeah, the second one. I usually just play the game, have fun with it, and then if I need a little extra boost, I'll check out a video, ask someone, read facts, something like that.
You don't even notice with that foot, like if you watch when it hits and when it turns, it even has like a little animation to it.
Where it's got like a front view.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of games wouldn't even fool with that. They would just give you the generic, okay, the sprite flips, and away you go. I mean, somebody's taken some time that did the art on this and really put some love into it.
Yeah.
I mean,
like skeletons that come out there, if you watch them too, they got like 3 or 4 frames of different pictures when they come out.
Like the hand, like when it's throwing the things at you, it's kind of moving a little bit instead of just the generic, oh hey, I'm the hand, I'm shooting. But that's it. When you're playing NES games, you have a lot of those that they don't bother animating the enemies at all. You know what I mean? They just are what they are.
Well, you'd expect kind of in 1992, I guess, where they'd throw in a few of those kind of tricks.
Right, which in Japan, right, this was in 1990, which...
Yeah, it's still fairly late in the NES cycle, right?
Well, yeah, I guess, especially over there.
7 years old there?
Yeah. Which is pretty amazing what they were able to pump out of this hardware.
Yeah, from looking at black box games to just something like this, even though this isn't like the best example, but it's quite the difference.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that they were able to, I don't know, I mean, it's just like night and day difference, I suppose, when you think about it. Although I guess Castlevania was fairly early and kind of gave you a little bit of idea, but the animations on this are a whole lot better than I think on that game.
Actually, he moves kind of like, your main character moves kind of like old Simon there.
He reminds me of kind of like Link and Zelda too.
Yeah, that would be a better comparison, yeah. Just stick up his butt.
Yeah, where it just doesn't ever look like he's moving comfortably, right?
Here, take this, and he hands him a stick right at the start. Shove up there.
Well, that's why he's got the staffs, right? He just takes each staff and just up he goes.
I don't see a backpack or anything. He's got to put him somewhere.
I think it's interesting too, like at the beginning of each stage it shows you the staffs you've accumulated. What's that all about?
Yeah.
Or is that
just
staves?
track.
I don't know. What's the
You'll
plural?
notice
Staff.
now my life meter is the same as my metamorphosis meter. They're finally reached the same length.
It's at its zenith. Is that it?
Ooh, there's the whole health thing.
So do you get worried about this point? You're like, okay, I know I'm getting a little close to the boss. I better save this dragon power.
Yes, because I got beaten down so badly as this guy last time. I thought I should at least do as much damage as I could with the dragon before the meter ran out, and then finish him off with the guy if I had to. But it turned out to be really easy with the dragon.
It seems like all the bosses have been kind of that way, right? If you just are the dragon and know the pattern a little bit, bang, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes you wonder... I mean, obviously this is probably one of those games where after you've played it a few times, I mean, you can probably just totally destroy it, right?
Absolutely.
So definitely not high on the replayability level.
No. But apparently there's a code you can put in for like a harder mode.
Really?
Yeah.
So that makes me wonder, does this one count as being done if you haven't beat it on the hardest mode?
There's no difference to the ending or anything, so I count it as done.
Ah, okay.
If the ending is different, like you pointed out when I just played through Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters before,
Right.
I played it on normal settings, and I got the same ending, but I didn't get a credit roll, and you found out that I get a credit roll if I do it on hard. So I played through that again to get the credits, because I felt the ending was different enough that it warranted the extra effort.
So did you even bother to try to play this on hard mode at all?
I played the first stage, and it seemed identical to me. So I'm assuming it's like less frequent item drops or something. I'm not quite sure what makes it harder.
I guess it wasn't more like just the enemies do more damage or anything.
Didn't seem like it.
Was there still the same amount of continues?
Yeah, I died, and I think it said 3. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, didn't seem all that different.
I'm still trying to figure out what these things... I mean, maybe... With all the skeleton stuff, it doesn't seem to make sense that these would be, like, candelabras or something. Maybe they are, right? Because everything else is, like, skeleton parts.
The guy's a warlock. I figure he just, build some kind of magic machine to shoot fire at me.
What is that? Zabbaong? Or
Yeah.
whatever his name is?
Bulging Zabbaong.
You would think that, like, when they bring these things over, they would just be like, make up a title that would be a little more fitting. Like, a lot of them did, you know what I mean? But, you know, Bill has to go fight in the land of Nod against the evil, Warlock Jim or something. So here you're, like, even gonna try it for a little while. You're like, okay, I've got full health, I'm just gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, I was gonna, wait until things got desperate and then switch to the dragon and fly to safety.
So does that last, or you just mention like, nah, just screw it? Because the other, it seemed like it worked. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so you can just kind of
just spam
if
right
you
into
stick
the
in
heart.
the right spot there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really much of anything you can do, right?
He was just about to try and spit some fire, but too slow.
I like it. That was a pretty cool boss.
Yeah, not bad. I think you'll like the last boss too. It's very Sunsoft-esque.
Hey, that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so the final stage.
Got
They don't even have
staffs.
names, right?
Just stage 6.
Interesting.
So, yeah, so you got the 1 meter now. That's just your life. You're dragging the whole time. You don't have to worry about morphing.
And there's no different weapons either.
That's right. Just your straightforward big energy ball shot that dragons always spit, right?
Sure, yeah. Oh, look at that, like Birdman. I like it. So can you charge your shot up, or is it just, that's it, you shoot?
I don't think I stopped to find out. It was just like playing a shooter, just ram that button down.
And the scrolling, I mean, it's like moving pretty good, pretty fast, right?
Yeah, it makes it seem a lot faster than the enemies. Like if you watch them come in, they don't come in that fast, but it makes it seem more frantic, I guess. Because it did feel like things were just flying at me.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess when you say you just really pay attention to enemies, yeah, they're not doing much.
I think you've seen that one that's like shooting lasers at it. Looks like a female, like Green Goblin or something.
Yeah, I like, are they like Birdmen or something? Is that the idea? Or like Dragon Warriors, or?
Beats me.
These look like little, maybe baby dragons or something coming out, like the little
I just
things.
assumed they were bats, I guess.
But they're kind of green, right?
Yeah, but NES colors don't always mean anything.
Yeah. Maybe these are like little dragon guys that are coming out to attack you.
Every other NES game has bats, so I assume they were bats. And they're always annoying.
Still good animation though, right? Like each little enemy.
If you'll notice, the background's been changing too. We're inside now.
Yeah, because like a lot of, like a lot of other games would just, okay, here's the bad guy. But these guys like, come out, transform, do some different stuff.
So it's a short stage. We're at the big baddie now.
Oh, look at this thing, right? It's like multiple heads.
Some Medusa hair there.
Yeah. Is it like a male and a female head? Is that what that is?
It's like a mask.
Oh.
You'll notice I can like blow parts off, so I got rid of his hand there.
Oh yeah, I see that.
He's using his other hand to like block his face. He pulls it down to shoot stuff at me.
That's pretty cool. I like it. A lot of shots. It's kind of interesting that they would choose to like go to totally different like for the last level of this thing.
Yeah, and it plays well. It's not like they just did it really quickly. I think they put some effort into it.
Does it make you wonder if they?
Well, looks good.
Makes you wonder if they should have had more of these like interspersed between like the side scrolling.
I think that would have been a great way to make the game longer and still keep it interesting.
Yeah, because I mean this looks good. I mean that boss looks really good.
Yeah, like every time you got a staff, you like were dragging for a temporary amount of time, so you do like a shooting area to the next level or something.
Kind of like with like the Guardian Legend, right?
Yeah. Guardian Legend or like Xerxes or Air Fortress type thing, yeah. So now he's got this like weird demon face.
Oh yeah, I see like a lizard head or something, right? I like it. Looks kind of scary looking.
So this, he keeps doing the same move, but he follows you around slowly. So you gotta kind of lure him far enough away that you can get a chance to shoot him again. This is where things get desperate, because you'll notice my life, and I'm on my last health here, so...
Yeah, I would imagine, especially when you're going through this, I mean, like right there, I mean, you beat him, but you don't know how many more forms or whatever he's got, right?
Yeah, I typically expect 3 forms of last bosses, and there was only 2 in this game, luckily.
So
3
away
seems to
he
be the
goes,
magic number.
and he dies, we fly off into space. Alright, see what kind of ending screen we've got here. Is it the obligatory, I stand on a cliff and watch something collapse in the sunset?
You know it.
Oh, there was no giant castle to wipe out? Come on, man.
No Irene there with you either?
Oh, what a cop-out. So he's back here to Biljang? Or Baljang, or whatever it is. He's just like, I'm just checking in. Everything's cool. Flying into the runway. Look pretty nice, though. Looks good. What is it with NES games and, like, giant sunsets? And again, like, dude on a cliff looking at giant sunsets.
It just seems, epic and beautiful, right?
I
Scale
suppose.
a mountain just to look at that beautiful sunset.
But you wouldn't, I mean, I don't make that on any modern game show. Just like, okay, here you go, here's the end. I'm looking at the giant sun. Maybe they should.
Maybe they should. So yeah, you don't get much for story or closure or anything there, but it's a fun game.
Yeah, there's really, I mean, honestly, there's really not much to talk about in the first place, right? I mean, they don't really introduce much to you.
If you're paying the prices it typically goes for gameplay, you'll be disappointed. But if you get it for both collecting and gameplay, I think you'll be happy with what you spent.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a really well done game for what it is. And I mean, honestly, if you didn't know and you just looked at the art and the title, you would probably think, how generic can it get, right?
Yeah.
So that's Dragon Fighter, huh?
That's Dragon Fighter, yeah. And
very nice.
If you sit here for a while, it'll give you that. I think I cut my video off before it happened, but it'll give you the little code to put in hard mode.
Oh, very good.
But you gotta sit there for like 5 minutes. Watch that.
Yeah, no thanks. Just that's what the internet's for, right?
Yep.
Well, congratulations, Krabby. It's another good game.
Yeah, not a bad one. I had fun with it.